What's the story with this place anyhow?
Used to be a shipping warehouse.
Back again, eh? Hope you don't mind if I keep drinking. Best way I know to pass the time. You thought any more about those recordings I mentioned? No shit? That's downright civilized of you. All right. One of them I stashed in the Office of Creative Incubation, in the projector room on the 3rd floor. I gave another to my friend Birdie to keep in her apartment, just outside OCI's upper entrance. You'll find another in the chem lab. It's in the main lab storage room. The final one is in human inquiry and auditing. It's tucked behind a pipe in observation room B. What with the test subjects running loose, the researchers were surprisingly unobservant. Strength to your sword arm, friend. And thank you. Dr. Ambrose, tell me about Adrenatime. What does it do?
Hasn't Clarence already dumped a pile of promotional materials on your head?
Where's the fun in that? My listeners want to hear it in your own words.
It's an injectable drug that improves a patient's speed, awareness, mental acuity, and endurance. In moderation, Adrenatime will uplift the laboring classes by strengthening their minds and work ethic.
That's quite the mission. What's driving this vision of uplift?
How does it feel? How does one feel? Serving an instrument of corporate supremacy? No, I wouldn't know. I've given up my days of being a cog in the machine of oppression. Something's telling me I'm being mocked right now.
Halcyon.
I've given that up as well, Mr. Millstone. All right, here we go! the last of them. With us. I heard stories about Spacer's Choice running some old operation out on an asteroid. Never imagined I'd see it for my own self.
Spacer's Choice wouldn't abandon such an expansive and expensive operation without good reason. Or in their case, a really bad one. I'll keep my head down. Is that an Apex Mark V queso atmospheric dome? I've never seen one in person. Incoming! Kill! Nice hit!
Prime units lay down on the jaw.
Down they go! That's the last of them.
Got a fight on our hands.
Substance is resistant to cleaning efforts. Health alert! Leakage detected. Please pick up all spilled crew members.
Here they come.
Analysis of efforts. Wrong tool for the job. Mega messy. Substance is resistant to cleaning efforts. Of efforts. Wrong tool for the job. Substance is resistant to cleaning efforts. Analysis of efforts. Wrong tool for the job. And use the don't forget to wash your wounds. Substance is sanitation and maintenance job. Fulfilled. Dirt alert! Dirt alert! Scoured with prejudice. Wrong tool for the job. Pick up all spilled crew members.
Nice hit! Our victory is their defeat.
This facility is currently experiencing a heightened security event. Accessing this facility requires voice-modulated passphrase. Please speak the passphrase.
We attest to the zest with our hand on our chest. Be impressed as our guest by what we've finessed. You are blessed to ingest what we thoroughly test. You've tried the best, now try the rest. Spacer's choice.
Passphrase accepted. Access granted. Welcome, Dr. Jasper Lowe.
Area assessment. This room is moderately trashed. Time to clean is estimated at 23.5 minutes.
Ah, more threats from the Aether. How pleasant. Must be our shadowy nemesis from the OCI.
Process.
Infestation in motion! Medical contamination occurring. Uncle, customer, your vitals are in disarray.
Well done. We're still alive. Understood. I'll keep my head down. have to show me how to do that.
The effects of Compound X are inescapable. The refined excrement of the xenocyte life form. It's a fine powder, very fine. It finds its way into absolutely everything. Even in the water now, and the air. It settles like a veil over all of Gorgon. The laboratory techs get the worst of it. We all appreciated the boost to mood and productivity at first, but we're at each other's throats in an instant now. I've had to break up 2 fistfights this week alone. This aggression must be inherent to the formula, to Compound X. How do I stop it?
We got trouble! Everyone all right?
Roscoe, it's Georgie. If you're hearing this, you must still be holed up at the Sprat Shack. And you're not gonna like this one bit. I was trying to steal our recordings when things went crazy. I know. Like I said, sorry. And I'm gonna be in a heap of trouble if I don't get them, so if you want to save my big... And I'm gonna be in a heap of trouble if I don't get them, so if you want to save my bacon, you need to do it for me. I need the 3 interviews we did with Ambrose, this one here, plus another recording of my own. I left that last one with a guy who owed me a favor at the garbage processing office in the chemical waste ravine. I'll leave an automech near Stellar Freighting. It'll want all 5 recordings, plus a passphrase.
Careful. Seems like they had a surplus of traps they decided to get rid of all in one place.
You can head down.
wonder. This is where Lo was when his mind was pushed to its breaking point.
I dare say it seems like the inmates were running the asylum here. The only thing they seem to be able to get right is sowing insanity and destroying people's lives. This whole project wrought mental destruction on everyone involved, including themselves. All brought to you by Spacer's Choice's best and brightest. Just think of the damage their worst and dimmest could do. Minnie thinks her family has a bad name now. It's nothing compared to how it will be if she compounds on her mother's failures.
Hey, there you are. Been wondering how you were doing. Did you manage to find those recordings? Sure, I'm an open book. Nice enough guy. Fashioned himself one of those professional gumshoes, like in the serials. They usually work for the board, rooting out dissidents and the like. Lucky though, he was freelance. Worked for anyone who paid, no matter their allegiance. You ask me, I think the guy just likes snooping around in folks' terminal messages. No, but I'd wager Lex does a lot of weird shit she doesn't tell anyone about. That's the sublight way. Gotta say though, mailing a stranger some dead guy's arm probably tops the list. At least I'd hope so. Frenetic, chaotic, vicious, take your pick. I wasn't here at the start. But going off what folks told me about the early days, Gorgon started out with promise. The board's best and brightest were excited to work here, said it was a good posting. The project director had a vision and big, bold ideas. As long as the board gets their bits, that's just the cost of doing business. Thing is, the schedules coming out of the corporate office were unrealistic from the get-go, and they were trying to do the project on a shoestring budget. Couple that with the obvious personnel problems and toxic junk in the product, it was only a matter of time before it all went to hell. Shit, any number of things. Fire, primals, sabotage. It didn't happen all at once, but it happened fast enough folks couldn't respond in time. Now, if you're asking how it all kicked off, might have been spies that did it. Corporate espionage, you know, anti-Cleos. I never did figure it out. Not about to try now. Oh, I've tried, make no mistake. I've caught a couple of rides out with sublight folks, but the board's fixers always send me right back. And I'm not about to stand toe-to-toe with marauders just to fulfill a line item on a contract. Someone had been trying to steal them, since the day my assistant and I started interviewing. Couldn't even keep them in my safe. They always found a way in. So I took to hiding them all over the fucking asteroid. Thought I was so clever. What a fool I was. Adrenatime, I'm sure you know it, was a drug, something to make folks work harder. Had a lot of nasty side effects. Didn't seem so bad to me at the time, but then I hadn't met the test subjects yet. The whole thing was real hush-hush. A lot of worry about corporate spies, especially from Anti-Cleos. I probably shouldn't even be mentioning it to you, to be honest. Spacer's Choice, they're really not fond of spies. Not much, except that there was a whole gaggle of them, and so far as I could tell, they absolutely hated each other. Dr. Ambrose would... Everything seemed like. Marion Blakesley, for example, lady who ran HIA, wouldn't return any of her messages. Not once, for years. Jasper Lowe, guy who headed up Chem, was high more than he was sober. He insisted on running special tests on primals, too. Law knows what for. Dr. Ambrose really had it out for this guy Lawrence Goodfellow. Ran OCI. Would lose his shit if he saw red on a schedule. By the end, I heard folks were turning in completely bunk progress reports just to keep him out of their hair. Had this little minion, too. An actuary named Clarence Mosley. Obsessed with quantifying every detail of his sad little life. Mosley was the guy who got me mixed up in all this. Asshole. I hope a primal ate him. Oh yeah, it wasn't just that Dr. Ambrose hated them. They seemed to hate each other, too. OCI pushed a ludicrous schedule. Chem made a bad product, and HIA returned garbage results. A regular merry-go-round of shit flying in every direction. It's no surprise it all fell apart.
The surprise is that it didn't happen sooner.
Huh. My editor said my prose was too purple, and here I could have gone vermilion. Not a problem. Well, I'll be damned. Now I can finally get off this rock and go home. I know it's not much, but take the last of my bits. You've earned every single one, friend. You can't understand what you've done for me, friend. Thank you. Be careful out there. Gorgon doesn't take prisoners.